Hi, I'm an old guy and I do maths. We have to graph the derivative of this function. So what do we know? Well, we do know a few things. We know that the general shape of this, I won't go into great detail, but the general shape of this is that it's a negative quadratic of some sort. It's slightly off center, so it probably looks something like that. Okay, so what is the derivative of this going to look like? Well, it's going to be, let's just assume that this starts off as x squared or negative x squared. So the derivative is going to be something like negative 2x plus or minus something. Okay, so what does such a graph look like? Well, it's linear and it's got a negative gradient. What else can we say? Well, we know that this graph has a gradient of 0 at the point where x equals negative 1. And we can represent that with this point here, because at negative 1, the value of a linear graph that sort of does this, again, this is approximations, the value of the graph at this point is 0, and this is a graph of the value of the gradients of this. And what is the gradient to the left-hand side of this? Well, it's a positive gradient, and to the right-hand side, it's a negative gradient. And so, the graph of the derivative of the function that gives us this graph looks approximately like this, and we can name at least one point. This point here, negative 1. At this point, the gradient is 0. To the right of this, where x values are increasing, the gradient is negative, and so the values of the graph of the derivative will be negative. Y will equal negative numbers, and over here, leading up to negative 1 from negative infinity, if you will, the graph here has positive values of gradient, positive gradient values, and that is represented here as being above 0. Now, I hope that this makes sense. It can be quite hard to get your head around because it's intuitively difficult to look at this and go, oh, that's negative values here. But in fact, that's what it is. So, as I say, I do hope this made sense and that it was of some value to you. If it was, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.